So, Yowamushi Pedal, episode 21, Global Assistant 4 review. Yeah, he was faking it. And I remember I read comments last week, both on my channel, right, and all places, Discord and so on, and also, of course, yeah, Discord. And also places like Reddit and so on. And I was like, a lot of people were saying, I hope, to God's sake, that Ashikaba or Yuto doesn't win, right? I hope that they have some kind of secret ability. Like, oh, we can win anyway, even though we did a stupid mountain thing. But of course, he's faking it. He's not really tired, right? He's like, I've been pretending, Wesley wouldn't work, and then... yeah, I'm not a big fan of it. I mean, I think no one... Is anyone wants it to win? Does anyone want Hakone to win? I think everyone wants SHOUKO or, Midisouji to win. Right? Like, I'd much rather see Midisouji win, even though I think he's a horrible, evil character. I'd much rather see him win than Hakone. Because Hakone feels like they're shit. They're like, well, we have this secret ability. They have to use it. It feels kind of like that, but yeah, it's just throwing up something strange. Thing is that I get it to some degree. That is like, well, if I was paddling from the beginning, he would have a better, he would be less tired, but then they will notice that, and then might... Why would they block you that? The problem I feel with the big thing is that there are two of them. If it was just Midisouji, and he's too, arrogant, it's like, my plan is perfect, then I could see it being much more reasonable. Because Midisouji would be in front of, Yuto and Teshima, and be like, oh, they're tired, I beat them with my trick, yeah. And he maybe wouldn't go at full speed yet, because he wants to, rest for the next day, and he wants to, of course, sprint at the last possible minute, right? And so on. So then I could see it, and then I could see it being like, yeah, okay, actually it's so unreasonable that they're actually faking it. Normally he wouldn't believe that, but again, he's so arrogant, he would believe that. He's like, haha, I've got them, yeah, and he would, underestimate them. But there's a big issue here, right? He has one of his rival, right? His kiddie, maybe arguably arch rival, right? He's at least from HOTSHOT standpoint, but maybe Midisouji, yeah, he has Issa, whatever he called it, next to him, right? Yeah, he's pretty much childhood rival next to him, and they're going at, I would assume, almost full speed, right? They're not sprinting, not dancing, but they're going at fast as they can without burning stuff out, right? So they're already at like really, really high speed that their bodies can handle. That's the issue happening, because so they're faking it over there, like behind us they're faking it. Oh, you're there, be slow, and then like, let's go faster, yeah, we can actually go faster. Like, who cares? Because they're already doing their maximum speed pretty much right in front of them. So they're faking behind them, doesn't matter. Midisouji isn't like gonna slow down. It's next to Imaizumi, right? He's just gonna slow down his speed. So I think that was just making any sense. And also, the other reason that HOTSHOT, he doesn't care about that. He doesn't get tricked by them. Yeah, he's just trying to win here, passing his limit. He doesn't care about those two guys. Again, Midisouji, because of his arrogance and his evil streak, right? He might be tricked by them, and he was tricked by them when he's getting to the store. But Midisouji, so it must be because kind of like, whatever, I'm just trying to win myself, right? So that's a big reason why the faking is kind of weird. And then just the faking, sprinting, the faking is like, oh come on, just fake that. Anyway, so yeah, that whole storyline was kind of like, in my opinion, the flashback actually was pretty good. Yeah, I didn't expect it to be bad, honestly, because I kind of like Ashikaba as a character, so it was pretty good. I like the whole pick up the trash. Like, you gotta go there and pick up the trash. You trash, you're in the gutter now. Gutter trash. And all of that was great. So yeah, all of that was great. That was great. The problem, of course, not a problem, but I mean, it's obviously what's gonna happen is obvious, and it's gonna be something like, yeah, I think honestly, I felt that the whole thing was obvious. Not just that he's gonna win. Obviously, he's gonna win. That's what making sense. But also that kind of the lesson that is like, oh, but the senpai you beat, he had an injured knee or something. So you might beat him right now, and you think, oh, yeah, I'm so good, but he actually was injured like last month before you saw, or whatever, last year. You wouldn't beat him when he was, in his prime, like yeah, like, and so on. So the lesson also felt like, of course, gonna be something like, you underestimate your senpai because of these reasons, and you don't have the resolve, and you have only talent and no, hard work or endurance or whatever. I mean, all that is so like, of course it's gonna be like that. So I think that is definitely a big issue. You can pretty much assume and guess kind of exactly everything there, right? Pretty much almost everything. You know what he's gonna win, but also the moral lesson from it. All of that is just very, very, predictable. So even though I kind of liked it, but also like, yeah, it could have been half the time, right? Whatever. Because it's like, yeah, we know what we're gonna say. So the last part, I mean, must be cool. Was pretty cool. Black and white into this color scheme. That was a nice scene, and I really hope he wins. I could see Miyoshi winning too. I wouldn't mind it too much. I just hope Yuto loses, I guess mainly. But also, it must be cool. He has done nothing right in this anime, this season, since like season 2, so yeah. Same with Unoda, right? They have so much screen time, both of them. I thought about it last year, when I was doing season 3, it's one of the first animes I reviewed in my life, right? I was talking about that, and that irritated me last year as well. I was like, man, Teshima, or irritated me / I was like, maybe it works out. Teshima was the main character, right? Teshima had so much screen time last season. He had enormous screen time. He had like twice the amount Unoda had, and I don't know, quadruple the amount HOTSHOT, or at least more. Like Naruko had a lot of screen time in the beginning, with the whole Midisouji thing in the first beginning of season 3. Then he was nowhere to be found, right? Until season 4 pretty much. And Unoda was kind of like in the end of it, kind of every now and then. HOTSHOT was never, he had never had until this season, yeah. So he had nothing in season 3. So I really hope he's gonna win it, mainly because he's supposed to be one of the original trio, right? And the classic, you know, young guys that joined the club, him, Naruko, Unoda. I was talking about last the trio, right? So I really want to see him win. I want to see him come here and be like, yeah, like you are, you know, you're supposed to be one of the, not the main character, but like the next two. Like, yeah, Naruko obviously has a lot more storytelling than him, but you know, like he's the third character, I guess, from the main team. Well, I suppose though, in this anime, they focus a lot on other teams, especially Hakone's teams. So I guess you could argue and say that the main character is like, I don't know, Ashikawa or like eyelashes. Yeah, like I suppose in a way, but from the SHOUKO team at least, you would imagine that it's like Onoda, Imaizumi going for an episode 1 of the anime, and then Naruko. Then kind of how the story is more like Naruko, way more HOTSHOT, definitely way more character development and screen time and so on. But it felt like those were the 3 guys, right? But then lastly, it was like Teshima for like 20 episodes. Aogi had a lot more too, and I didn't mind that in the beginning because I was like, man, I felt bad for them season 1. So I was like, yeah, I want to see them win. The problem was they were horrible, right? The problem was that Teshima lost really, really bad in season 1 in a really stupid way too. It's like honorably stopping, and it made no sense. The whole team made no sense. I thought about it last year. It really made no sense how he. It's like, oh, I have to jump off here because his chain's broken and so on. It was just so silly because his team, they need a morale, right? They need him to win something. They lost a sprint and so on, and they need really the morale victory. So him letting the other guy, you know, get back to him doesn't make any sense. He should just get the morale. People hating me and I say, oh, you're an idiot. He would have. Who cares what he wants? He's the captain. He's the captain. He's supposed to give his team the morale. His team doesn't know that he won by the other guy, you know, having some incident. They don't know that. So if he won, he wins, right? And the teams get more morale and get happier. We see, of course, Imaizumi-kun, you know, yelling at him this season because he's really tired of Teshima being useless, right? So we see how bad captain he is, and his choices just makes the team be worse, right? So it's like, that made no sense. He was very selfishly trying to win in some kind of moral high ground, right? And also, it made no sense in the general narrativeness, because it's like, he was talking about, oh, I'm the captain, I prioritize, you know, the team, not me, and so on. And then Sordon has chance to pick either himself, winning by, you know, being the good, you know, for himself by winning, by waiting for Imaizumi, or winning for the team by just winning. He picks to win for himself, even though episode before that he said, I would never do that pretty much. And he does it anyway, yeah. So it's kind of a flawed character, but it made no sense. Spent like 10 episodes building him up. So that's the point to 3. So 3 was bad in the sense. Spent half the season building Teshima up, and then he just didn't actually do it right. Yeah, like, and I really mean it that because they characterized that he was a genius guy, or the tactical guy, right? The non-emotional guy, the planner, and so on. They characterized that, and then they did not actually commit to that, right? Eventually, when he was gonna do something very, very important, right, they did not follow his quotation, right? His last decision there doesn't make any sense, given like the 10 episode build up on him as a character. That was going against characterization completely. So that really faltered season 3 because there was so much time on him, and then it didn't deliver at all from his characterization or by the general like hype for them winning. And of course, how say like Issa, right, horrible character, and then Aogi. I like Aogi. I like Aogi still, but you know, they also lost next sprint and so on, kind of like. So the whole season 3 like ignored HOTSHOT. It just ignored Imaizumi completely. And pretty much Unoda and somewhat Naruko. So they ignored the trio, right? About last week. They ignored the trio, now it's back here. So I really hope HOTSHOT's gonna win this, right? Because I say it again, he had like nothing, no build-ups in 3. Nothing at all, right? And he had, at least season 4 here, it's been with him and Naruko. That was really good in the beginning. I love the beginning of season 4. If season 4 wasn't that good in the beginning, I probably wouldn't even keep. I don't know, I watched every episode of season 4, so I guess I watch more. But the biggest 4 was really good, right? Naruko HOTSHOT was really good. So kind of building up the character. We see some flashback here now with him and the supporting guys, Sugimoto and so on. So he really needs to win this. And I really mean, if he loses this, I would be absurd disappointed. Because, I mean, they're the good guys so on, but they really have lost everything so far. And again, they need to win something. And Naruko Unoda really should do it now after the other guys have failed them, right? The other guys had enormous build-ups in 3. Main Teshima and Issa, they have failed them completely. We need someone to win something, right? And the trio should, well, 3 should do it here. And obviously, Imaizumi is one in the top here. Then I hope that the next day, like Naruko, Teshima, or something else gonna win. Hopefully, not Unoda. Unoda, all has to win. I hope it's gonna be him. But yeah, I really hope HOTSHOT wins this. They will be back to the trio, especially if Naruko lost like a second, right? And didn't get the mountain tag, even the mountain was so close to them. So yeah, you better win, HOTSHOT, you better win. Well, yeah, one last thing. Naruko not only had a great sprint day, right, on day 1, forget it, he also had a whole blocking Midisouji, right? So even if Naruko was gonna win this day, even though he lost day 1 on like a second, if he doesn't win on like he already had, my point is that Unoda hasn't done much this day again, you know. He cared about he does some things, but not really epic. But Naruko had his epic moment this day, and also the day 1, but especially this day, he had an epic moment, right? So HOTSHOT is the last one to do anything yet. He needs to win this because he hasn't done anything yet. Naruko at least, I can feel that he did his best, right? So HOTSHOT, you better win this. You better win. Where's the button turning off? Here you go. You better.